It's making it hard not only to focus. What was I gonna say? Hello friends, good morning. Today I'm going to attempt something very stupid. I'm going to attempt a 24-hour comic-a-thon. What does that mean? It means I'm going to work on my comic for 24 hours straight. Why? Why not? It wouldn't be a thon, marathon, or whatever without certain rules in place. So rule number 1, can't switch tasks. I can only be working on this comic. And rule number 2, breaks can't exceed 30 minutes. The point of this challenge is to see just how much I can get done in 24 hours with full 100% focus. You've probably wondered that yourself. How much work can you do in a span of 24 hours with 0 interruptions? We're all in quarantine lockdown right now, so what best time to answer that question for yourself than right now? It's 6:13. Technically, I have started at 6. We need coffee. Now, there are 2 goals in this challenge that I have in mind. One is to finish writing part 2 of Space Warriors, and to also finish thumbnailing. Now, if I go beyond that and I end up drawing portions of part 2 and maybe even start writing part 3, that would be amazing. And I would consider that a success in and of itself. It's a lot of work, and if I can just get it done in one day. Now that the coffee has been made, let's get started. I have all the supplies ready. I'd like to get some thumbnailing done. So I'm gonna open up my Scrivener file, get that script ready. I'm good to start. It is exactly 7:03, which means it's been about an hour, and I have a tracker. So I'm going to log all of the progress throughout every hour. I actually got this idea from the YouTuber who inspired me to do this comic-a-thon, which is Kate Cavanaugh. She's a writer, and she recently did a 24-hour write-a-thon. Since we're working on a comic, I'm going to measure progress by pages and how many pages done. So for the first hour, we thumbnailed 4 pages. Now, I also added a section for mood just for funsies to track how we're doing. And so far, I feel pretty good. So we're gonna do the super confident It's 7:40, so I'm going to take my first break by changing and walking hook. Why is there a forklift driving up the street? The pets have been walked and fed, and my break went over 7 minutes, but that's okay. The rules are just there to put some semblance of structure in this challenge, right? I'm also recording the breaks, so the first break was 7:40 to 8:17. One thing that I would like to point out, and maybe you shouldn't do this mistake that I'm in the process of committing. One of my past videos, I talked about how to set up your comic for success by devising templates to make your comic making workflow efficient. Now, one of the key components of that workflow is to make sure that whenever you make changes, those changes aren't going to screw up your workflow. It's kind of complicated to explain, but I'm going to try. So imagine you're writing your comic script and you write page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And now what happens if you realize, Page 2 should actually be 2 different pages. How are you going to make that change? Oh, it's the forklift. I wonder what he's carrying. Ah, a giant box. I just really needed to know. So, when you decide to add an extra page, one of the things that I did not foresee is that further down the script, I say page 15 is supposed to look like page 10. Through all the changes that I'm making, if page 10 is no longer page 10, it's actually page 12 now. And I keep working and I hit page 15 and page 15 says, refer to page 10. Well, the old page 10 no longer exists. So how do I know which page I'm referring to? The answer is I don't. I don't know what page I'm referring to. Anyways, we should get back to work. For example, I'm now on page 96, but on the script, it's technically page 90. I've added 6 comic pages, so that means every single page that I'm hitting on the script to thumbnail, I'm 6 pages off. So the next page after 96 should be 97, and what's that? 91. So I have to update all of these pages once I'm getting in. It's 9:30 and I think I've hit my first bump on the road in terms of this process. So I'm in a scene where a character goes into a new sci-fi, kind of like a control chamber. My brain is not working in trying to formulate the right angles to properly show not only how big the control chamber is, but just all the important elements that we need to know that's part of the story. Basically the establishing shots. And I've already drawn 3 different pages and they're all off. They're all like, his body's cut off and I'm not able to show all of the things that I wanted to show. I don't know. For some reason it's not working. I think it's time for a break. And rewatching a bunch of 24-hour-a-thon videos is that this should be approached as a marathon and not a race. So pacing yourself at the beginning is very important. And from what I've seen in these videos, the beginning is always exciting. They have a lot of energy and they produce a lot. So I'm aware that this will not stay the same. This is going to change. The only thing is, when is it going to change? Is it going to be in the next half hour? Or is it gonna be 6 hours from now? Another thing to consider is your caffeine consumption. Should there be a more strategic approach to that? Should you just drink coffee whenever you feel like it? Or hold off when you know you really need it? Lucky for me, I don't really drink that much coffee. I never finish it. I was still 1 minute early before the 30-minute cutoff. And do I feel any better about these establishing shots? No, I don't. I don't feel good at all about them. This is the only problem about this 24-hour comic-a-thon. I have to confront these issues. I can't push them away. I don't know. These establishing shots, they suck. They're terrible. Maybe I need to switch gears. I do need to finish writing part 2, so maybe I will tackle that instead. You know what? I think we're gonna move this party to the couch. Bloop. I think this deserved a tea break. Also, nothing like leaving yourself a question mark for you to deal with later. I definitely leave stuff for future me to deal with a lot. But honestly, a way to get it done. You can't get stuck on things, because if you get stuck on things, you're never gonna get stuff done. So if you ever hit a point in your story that you can't quite answer, move on. Highlight it, put a marker on it, and just move on. We're gonna do some yummy black tea. I still didn't even finish my coffee. It's 12:30 and I've been working on the same scene for the past 20 minutes. I'm getting to the end of part 2, so that means that we've passed the climax and we're about to go into the denouement. But because it is a comic, you also have to sort of be storyboarding at the same time when you're writing the script. I guess the difference between writing and comic writing is that the visual aspect of the story is always there. Yes, when you're writing, there's a visual aspect as well, but many times you can get away with not describing what the room looks like or where exactly the characters are necessarily. But with comic writing, the visual aspect really does have to be figured out. Page quantity equals time quantity. So the more pages and panels, the more time is passing by. For a quick action in a comic, how many pages can you do? And it's taken me a while to get this scene figured out. If we can get this done, that would be amazing. It's 12:39, so I have plenty of time. I think we're good. We're gonna get this done. Okay, it's 1:20 and I got distracted for a solid almost half an hour being on Instagram. To be fair, I had messages I needed to answer and I had to announce my live stream that I'm gonna do later in the day. But we're back now. I grabbed some snacks and I got more tea, so we gotta get back to work. It's 2 o'clock and I just spent 30 minutes helping Jonathan move some stuff. But regardless of that break, I'm still not getting much work done. I think this could be considered the afternoon slump, I guess. I'm struggling with this scene. It is a pivotal moment in part 2, so I don't want to screw it up. Well, we're finally at page 300. Pretty cool. All right, we're ready to live stream on Instagram. Yay! I'm gonna be working on one of the Space War illustrations that I've had in mind, so I figured that would be easy to work while also talking to other people, right? Whew! I just finished the live stream and it went really well. I actually wasn't even expecting on going for a full hour. There was people chatting with me the entire time, interacting. Just love interacting with other artists and sharing stuff, and it was really cool. The one funny thing that happened though, my tripod broke. So in the middle of the live stream, my phone fell off the tripod. It completely broke. I don't know if you can see that. Yep. Well, friends, we've made it to the end of part 2. We're done. So goal number 1 has been achieved. It's 7 o'clock, which means I've been at this for exactly 13 hours. And I'm still going strong. Oh, it's a mute thing for Kitty. My dinner break was an hour long. 1, I was really hungry, and 2, I wanted to spend time with Jonathan, so Now that I finished writing part 2, I've moved back to thumbnailing. And we are right back into that scene with the establishing shot that I haven't been able to figure out. Let's see when it was that I last... Oh, at 10 a.m. So as of 10 hours ago, I had hit that thumbnailing roadblock. And we're back. Boy, has this one been really difficult for some reason. Drawing transitional scenes in comics is really difficult because how do you tell a character that they have entered a room without physically showing them in 2 different pages going through different doors? If you follow that sequence of paneling every single time a character enters a room, it gets boring. So you just gotta keep trying to be creative about it. I end up sketching it in a different paper, very messily, just to see if it'll come out. Like, maybe because I'm working directly on the thumbnailing paper, of course, there's going to be a little bit of resistance. But if I do it on sketchbook paper, then I won't really mind how many countless angles I draw. This one's out of white tape. I really should find a way to use white paint so I don't have to use up all this plastic. Oh boy, it's now midnight and I've been working away. Really not much more to report other than progress. I've actually was able to draw 2 entire template pages and these 2 now, so in the span of 2 hours. Not bad. I am still going. I mean, honestly, I wish I were moving faster, but it seems like the rate can be measured now to 1 hour equaling 10 pages. I'm at page 125. I can now say that part 2 has 330 pages, so if we continue at this rate, I will not be able to finish thumbnailing part 2. Which I guess is fine. At least I got to write it. It's interesting to be able to say that now that I've been genuinely measuring progress. 1 hour equals 10 comic pages is really helpful. I'm not sure why I have never tried to track my progress like this before. I actually just learned something new. Now, how am I feeling? Meh. My brain's a little foggy. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go to bed because I'm tired and I don't want to do the story, or because Jonathan is in bed and I'd rather always be in bed with Jonathan. I feel like if he weren't here, I'd probably want to continue to work on this. So I'm guessing that I'm not tired of the story yet, which is great because we still got 6 hours to go. Every time I think about that, a little part of me dies. I should probably take a break. I think that's what normal people do, because I've been at this for 2 hours and a half. At least the pets are keeping me company. I was going to take a longer break, but I don't even know what to do. I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty. I just need to not be sitting here. I just drew this. I feel like this is representing exactly how I'm feeling. Honestly, this whole sequence of pages, I'm not entirely sure are good. You can see just off the bat visually that they're completely different scenes, totally different characters, so I'm not sure if this is just my brain frying, or maybe because the pacing is speeding up in the story that the shots are changing really fast. 5 more hours to go. That seems like an awful long time. Oh my god, I need to stop yawning. I'm scared of drinking coffee. It's like one of those things where once you start, you're not going to be able to stop. Scientifically, it stays in your body for 12. So if I were to take coffee right now, it will make it really difficult to fall asleep later. Do I need it more now than I need it later? Now or later? Will it even work? And that's the thing with coffee. It'll make you more awake, but it's not gonna make you think better. It's like this heavy thing on my head. It's like I'm holding a helmet of heaviness. It's making it hard not only to focus. What was I gonna say? English muffins and vegan butter. I am feeling a little bit better. Maybe I was hangry. Or maybe it's literally been almost 20 hours. It's 3 a.m. Just let that sink in for a second. It's 3 a.m. Why am I doing this? I finally questioned it in the kitchen on my last break. I asked myself, why? And you know what's crazier than being up at 3 in the morning? It's having to stay up for another 3 hours. Guys, it's 5 in the morning. I changed just because that just makes me even closer to 6 a.m. I'm breaking down. I'm sick and tired of drawing. I'm sick and tired of storyboarding. The well is dry. Not exactly sure what I should tackle next. I'm thinking more writing since I haven't done it since 10 hours ago. Let's do that, but on the couch. Also, look how messy my desk is. This is just bleh. I know, guys. What the heck am I doing? You're just dying to sleep, just like I am. You can see that. Of course, you can't see that. It's 5:58. I'm almost done with this challenge. I'm not even going to wash my face or clean my desk. I'm going straight to the bed. I have all of my stats that I've been tracking. I will go over them in another video and my thoughts on this really stupid challenge. I don't even know how I'm going to compile this into a coherent vlog. Damn, morning birds are already doing their thing. If you have made it this far and watched me fall into delusion, thanks for watching. And I hope I see you again in another video. Bye everyone. It's 9. I can't sleep anymore, but I wish I could.